Hey, I'm Mark. That's Mike and his dog Kojak. We're in the Cohutta Wilderness on the Hickory Creek Trail. This trailhead starts at a high elevation. We're actually up in the clouds and just came down, and wasn't a whole lot to film up there. Couldn't see 100 feet. This is a new trail to us, and we're going to be crossing a few rivers a few times and up to a mountaintop, and not sure what all we're going to see. On this trip I'm going to be showing you our first aid kit and special stuff we bring, and also how to take a warm bath out here in the wilderness. And also going to talk about some boots and some inserts to keep your feet comfortable. We'll see y'all when we get down to the creek bottom. One of the feeder streams going into the Casaga River. Beautiful scenery, just mile after mile of it. Can't get enough of it. Yeah, I wonder if there's any gold in it or not. Well, we ran into some other campers. They camped here last night. It rained all night last night and they got soaked. Their tent leaked. Can't emphasize enough having good quality gear on foul weather like this. This is where the Casaga River and a little feeder stream join. We have to cross this thing here shortly.
That's a perfect swim hole. That's awesome in the summertime.
Yeah, you can imagine a rope or something. Well, it ain't deep enough for that.
No, but it looks like a nice little spot to
I bet you it's
take
cold.
a dip if the weather was right.
I bet you it's cold.
It's chilly right now.
Come across a little beaver dam here and one of the tributaries feeding the Casaga. There's several of them. There's another beaver dam right up here coming up. No sign of a beaver though. Mike, between the big old trees up there, lordy, lordy, like they go forever.
Yeah, they have some of the biggest ones in this part of the country.
More beautiful scenery of the Casaga River. We're going to be crossing it here shortly. It's miles, more miles of it. Beautiful. You don't feel like you've done that much work, spent that much energy just because of the scenery. Well, we're fixing to cross the creek. I'll show you. Put your foot in a garbage bag and put on some water shoes, and you can walk right across dry. Got a Boy Scout troop up there hanging out at the river. When you go on the other side, just put your boots back on. Way to go, Kojak. High and dry, Mike, not a drop.
That's the way to do it right there.
Man, that beats all I've seen there. Another thunderous waterfall here. Is it slippery, Mike?
Awesome. Almost ate it.
Almost went swimming?
Yeah, backpacking off.
Steep canyon walls now on each side. I don't see any sheer face or nothing, but it's close. I think we got about around 8 more miles of this before we'll camp tonight. Camera just doesn't do it justice. Beautiful. Okay, so what's the
Panther Trail?
Panther Trail?
That's the Panther Creek. Running into the Conasauga River.
Not quite as big. So where do we go from here, Mike? Is it up on a ridge now?
I believe so. I think we're going to gain elevation. We're heading to the East Cowpen Trail. Used to be a road, and they closed it down when they made it wilderness.
Another creek crossing. This has been about the 12th one so far. Well, we're leaving the river now and heading up to the ridge. Try to find a campsite. A little while. What time you think it is, Mike?
About 3 o'clock.
3 o'clock?
Yeah.
You want to do another hour maybe?
Probably another hour and a half. Find a good spot.
That sounds like a plan. A little bit uphill now. What's the elevation, do you know, of the mountain? 4,000 something?
I don't really know for sure what it is. The big top mountain we're not going to get to today is 4,000. But where we're going right now, I'm not sure what it is under that.
Maybe we'll have some clear skies tomorrow and we can have a little scenery.
I think we're going to have...
Ooh, massive vine there. There we got to cross it. Again, we've been steadily going uphill. Creek's been going uphill right with us. One waterfall after the next. Whew. Is it passable?
20 or 30 foot fall right here.
Oh, that's gorgeous, ain't it?
Look at the trail we get to go up on the other side.
Holy cow. Almost need a rope on that one, Mike. Well, we're up into the cloud, right at the bottom of the cloud elevation again. going back down across this creek again. This is Panther. We've been in a hard climb for a good 30 minutes. And the water is climbing right next to us. Just unbelievable volume coming off this mountain. Still climbing uphill, way up in the clouds. Hard to believe there's a waterfall this size at this elevation. Massive tree, water falling. Got to be a good 100-foot worth of falls here in the last. Well, we're at our first campsite. It's almost dark. I was going to show you some of the gear we have in our first aid kit. Got a snake bite kit. It's got instructions, ibuprofen, triple antibiotic ointment, some muscle ache gel that's like menthol, alcohol swabs, mole skin. If you get a blister on your foot, you kind of attach that, glue it on. Also got some burn first aid antiseptic spray, and just spray it on. And if you get burned, this has got 2% lidocaine in it. It'll numb it for a few hours. We also carry a suture kit. It's number 3 suture. We got a hemostat and the deadening and everything to be able to sew up a wound in case of a gash. 'Cause out here in the wilderness, there's no medical. There's no hospital around the corner. You know, you're a couple of days from getting any kind of medical attention. And we run into other campers out here as well that have run into injuries and so forth. So it's best just to be prepared. Well, we'll see y'all in the morning. We got to get a fire going here. Hey, it's our second morning here. We're up on Panther Bluff. I was going to talk to you a little bit about boots. You want to get a boot and not just a tennis shoe or something when you're walking these kind of miles. And you need to make sure your boot is the right size. And not just the length and the width, but the volume of the boot. And when you lace up your boot, you need to hit every one as you come up to get it good and snug. Another thing we use is an insert called Super Feet. And when you're carrying a 50-pound backpack, it is designed to carry that extra weight, more so than just a regular insert. It has a little arch support that's not really for your arch. It's back towards your heel. There's a bone in there that you have to hold up in place when you're carrying 50 pounds extra, or if you're just overweight, you may want to get Super Feet. Well, we'll see y'all later on the trail. Well, we're on a ridge, Cowpen Trail. Yeah, several 100-foot drop there, and Big Frog Mountain way off in the distance. That's the trail we did on the last trip. We're heading down from the ridge. You can see how deep, how far down that is. I don't know if y'all can see the trees way over there in the distance. I don't think the camera's going to zoom for me. Well, we're going to hide our backpacks behind a tree and travel light for the next 6 miles. It's about 3.5 miles to the Jacks Rivers Falls that we're going to go, and then we're going to hustle it back here in camp tonight. So there's no sense in carrying our backpack all the way there and all the way back, so we'll just travel light. We'll see y'all at the falls. Kojak and Mike crossing the Jackson River. Good boy. Well, we made it to the Jack River Falls. A long downhill trek to get here and a long hike back to get up to our gear. We left hidden. More footage of the Jackson River. Gorgeous. Hard to get here, but well worth it. Only way to get here is by hiking. Well, I think I'm gonna have some ibuprofen soup when I get back to the camp tonight. Come on, Kojak. Come on, boy. Come on, Kojak. You done it 20 times. Good boy. Alright, don't shake around me. Right in my boot. Well, we're at our second campsite, right on a ridge. Beautiful views. We ought to have a good east sun in the morning, and the sun is just setting now here. There in the west. We'll see y'all in the morning. Well, it's morning and clouds have rolled in. There's 100% chance of rain tonight, tomorrow with heavy rain. We're up on the ridge. There's about a 15-mile-an-hour wind blowing out of the east, dry. We're heading back to Panther Creek Falls to try to get a campsite that'll be good for a rainy day.
Big frog.
Yeah, I saw Big Frog Mountain.
Off to the right there.
Heading up the hill on Hickory Ridge Trail, going back to the cow pen trail.
We're on the cow pen now.
This is a squeeze water filtration system by Sawyer. It's got a microbe filter in it. It's not charcoal. And it's good for 1,000,000 gallons. So basically, you shouldn't ever need another filter. You just squeeze it into it, and then whenever it starts to clog up, which it hadn't on us yet, we've done about 5 gallons maybe. It's got a little syringe that comes with it, and you backwash it, and it's supposed to be good for 1,000,000 gallons. Sawyer makes it.
It's twice as fast as our little hand pump one too, which is nice. And you can carry unfiltered water in the bag and filter it later if you want to. Old growth forest, huge massive hemlocks all in here, and real steep. I knew all them years in the circus would pay off, Mike. Standing on top of Panther Falls. Got a gorgeous overlook here. See if I can zoom in for y'all. I'm standing on top of a 80-foot waterfall. Let me lean over the edge here. Kind of see. Water falling off that rock there. We're gonna eat lunch here. Beautiful waterfall. Heading down, get under the waterfall to take a picture of Mike and Kojak standing on top. Having to walk down this boulder field. at our third campsite, our last night here. I was going to show y'all a neat trick to take a warm bath and to have a little privacy. You just set up the shell of your tent to fly apart, and you bring it down to the water's edge. I warm up water. I can't stand to take a cold bath. You can close the flaps and scoop your warm water out of there and dump it on your head and lather up and then rinse with what's left. And it'll get 80 degrees inside here with just the heat off that little burner. And put on water shoes and get dressed and go back to the camp with your tent and set it up like normal. Well, we're back on top of the waterfall. Our camp is about a half mile down there, and we decided to come up here and watch the sunset and eat our supper. Cheers.
It's 4 a.m. and it has been pouring all night. Our radar's showing a massive amount of rain coming, so we're going to get up and head out. We got to cross the Panther Creek about 12 more times or so. Then the Casaga. We're worried about it being in flood stage, so we're going to head out early. See y'all probably at the truck.
Well, it's a little after 7. It stopped raining about 20 minutes ago. We did our final river crossing, and the water was rising as we were crossing it. It was kind of scary in the dark. Rain gear held up well. Kojak's a little wet to the core, but a few more hours we'll be out of here. Well, we finally made it to the truck. It's been a fun 4 days. A little bad weather right at the end, and wind's picking up. We'll see y'all in our next adventure.